Hello and welcome to another art time-lapse video. In this video I'll be drawing a couple of dinosaurs for the Primeval Age art RPG over on DeviantArt. Primeval Age is an art RPG which takes place on like an island that used to be inhabited by humans that were creating these dinosaurs for some reason. And they all left or died or something. Something happened to the humans and they're not around anymore. So now the dinosaurs just rule the island, which is pretty cool. I like the setting, so I decided to join it. And I like dinosaurs a lot too, so even though I like drawing dinosaurs, I'm not the best at drawing dinosaurs. So you'll see me go back and forth to these imports. Or my references, whatever you want to call them, so I can actually try to get it right. And I had trouble drawing my dinosaur's mother. Her name is Chirp. And I redid her a few times until I get the way I like it. So I don't actually go with this sketch, but I do get it right in the end. Mostly the problem I had is that I couldn't get the legs right. I didn't, I don't know, I just couldn't get them to be the way I wanted them to be. So I scrapped that idea and moved on to something else. Eventually I move on to something else anyway. I spent a lot of time trying to get it right. But of course it didn't work out, like I said. Well, I'm enjoying Dracostrix, which is another art RPG hosted on Paper Demon instead of DeviantArt. I kinda like it's kinda like when you have a video game and you like it, but then you're like, oh, I kinda wanna play a different video game right now. It's kinda like that. Where you like it, but you don't always wanna play it, you know? So I actually joined Primeval Age around the same time I joined Dracostrix. I just didn't really, I guess I kind of forgot that I joined it until I remembered that I joined the Discord. And I was looking through it and I was like, dang, I actually kind of really like this art that people have been making, and I remembered that the setting was pretty cool, the post-apocalyptic kind of stuff with the dinosaurs, and learning more about the game, which is what I spent a lot of time before I did this drawing doing. I found it interesting. Like, it's different than Dracostrix because it revolves more around combat with other dinosaurs. Like, it's more violent, I guess I would say. But like in Primeval Age, your dinosaurs, they can get injured or sick and you have to heal them. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, they can get injured or sick like anytime, like when you are doing like a quest or something, trying to find an item, just scavenging or something, your dinosaur can get hurt. But I'm pretty sure in Dracostrix, the only time your Strix can get hurt is when you're actually battling. Or maybe there's certain quests that they can get hurt doing as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know that in Primeval Age you can get hurt randomly, and you have to heal your dinosaur. Otherwise they eventually become crippled, and they can't really do anything anymore. because there's no dinosaur vet in this world. Here I am drawing a forest again. I really like drawing forests, I guess. I just find them interesting. I like the setting of giant trees. Like, I really like sequoia trees. I've never been there, and I probably never will be, but in California where they have the giant sequoia forests, I really like those. In fact, a picture of one is my desktop background right now, because I like the massive kind of prehistoric feeling that they give me. For this drawing, I actually wanted to use a different kind of line art brush, so I went through the brushes that I bought a while back, and I found one that I thought I'd like. And I did like it. It allows me to play more with line weight, and like when I press lighter on the tablet, it makes thinner lines. And you can see I kind of did some of those with like the neck folds on my dinosaur and other details. And I like this brush because I can get in and do these details, unlike with when I just use like a one weight brush like I've been using. So I plan on using it more in the future. Now, I've never drawn this specific dinosaur before. I believe the way you say its name is a Cryolophosaurus or something. Or most people in the Primeval Age group just call it a cryo. And it's one of like the starting species you can get pretty easily. So my cryo was free because I just got it from like the starter egg thing, which was pretty cool. I like it when like you can get a free kinda, I wouldn't call Primeval Age a closed species group, because you can't really call your dinosaur a closed species because everybody can draw a dinosaur. But it's kind of closed species because you can't just like make your own dinosaur and use it as you please. You have to follow the genetics stuff that they have going on, kind of like in Dracostrix. I had quite a bit of fun drawing this image because I just like drawing dinosaurs a lot, and it's my first one I've drawn for this art RPG. I was really proud of this foot that I drew, by the way. The dinosaur's right foot coming towards the baby. And here I kind of mess around with brushes because I've been trying to experiment more, and I don't really find something that I like, so I just go in like I usually go and line the background. Even though, because I tried a brush and I didn't like the way it doesn't blend. I guess it would be cool for certain things, but I really like brushes that blend, at least a little bit. So here I am going in just lining the background like I usually do. And maybe one day I'll try to paint like a proper background, but for now I kind of like doing it the way I do the the main characters of the picture, just lining it and coloring it. I think it gives the piece unity in a way, because if I painted the background, it would kind of look a little weird, in my opinion. Even though when I look at other people's art and they have like a lined character and a painted background, I think they look really cool. Like, I don't notice anything weird about it, really. But maybe it's just not my kind of style. I mostly wanted to paint it because I wanted to get these ferns actually kind of looking like ferns and not just like leafy plants like they do look. When I finish coloring them, they mostly just look like succulents, which is kind of weird because it doesn't really fit in. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in the end, I think. Primeval Age seems to have stricter rules on creating like entries for your quests and stuff. Like when I did the Dracostrix training images, the very first one I did didn't even have a background, really. Like, it just had shapes. But while I was looking at the Primeval Age requirements, it required a background. And, like, I don't know. I think it's fair. I don't think it's, like, unfair, but it just interested me, the differences between the two. Since these are, like, the only two I've ever joined. I guess my brain automatically wants to compare them. One problem I was having, and you'll probably see it, is that while I was painting these bushes and the sky and the tree, I was using the magic wand to select the different pieces of it so I could paint them differently instead of like blending everything together. And even though I would select it with the magic wand, the colors that were outside the magic wand would still kind of get smudged in there. Like, when I do some of the bushes, the lime green from the grass kind of like got on it somehow. I'll have to look into that and see if there's a way to fix that, but I don't know, I just thought it was kind of annoying, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm sure there's some kind of fix for that. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Most of the reason why I wanted to initially do the background as a painting was because I've seen a few tutorials on how to paint trees and how to paint environments and stuff like that, and I wanted to try it out, but I also wanted to draw like how I normally draw, just because I guess it's in my comfort zone. But I guess what I could have done to keep all the plants was just to put them on different layers to keep them from like smudging together. but at the same time I kind of want them to blend together in a way. So I guess, like, I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. I'll figure out the best way to do everything. But today was not that day. Or, well, today might be that day, because I'm probably going to do some drawing after I'm done recording this. But, I mean, I did this yesterday, so yesterday was not the day for me to learn how to do things. It was just a time for me to experiment a little bit with, like, the new lining brush, or whatever. See, when I'm coloring in this, like, the green from the ferns is getting smudged into the brown that I'm using for the undergrowth, or just the forest floor, or whatever you want to call it. And it's a little annoying, but I also do like how it turned out, because if it was just brown, it would look kind of weird. But I like the green in there, too. Okay, now you're gonna see me switching a lot from the imports to the actual picture I'm drawing, because I wanted to get the colors right. And the shape and everything right, too, so... Coloring the characters might be like one of the easiest parts, because they're just like kind of flat colors. Like I guess I could have, no, because then it wouldn't count for looking like the dinosaur. But like, I guess I could have put in more detail, like I could have put in more kind of feathery edges and stuff, but whatever. For whatever reason, I really struggled coloring in this dinosaur, Cadmium. Even though, eventually in the end, I'm just like, oh, I can put it on a different layer. I don't have to do it on the same layer. So I do get it in the end, but I thought it was just silly that I spent so much time trying to get it right, just to be like, oh, I could just do it like this. Now comes the shading. Sometimes I forget to put the layer mode on multiply, and it ends up looking weird, and I'm like, why does it look so bad? It just looked good a second ago, and I'm like, oh, because I didn't put the layer on multiply. Usually I figure it out pretty fast, but sometimes I spend a long time being like, why does it not look right? And then I'm just like, oh, because I didn't do it right, obviously. Anyways, I think that about wraps it up. I just color in the line art here a little bit, even though it doesn't really need it, but whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this art time-lapse, and I hope you're having a great week, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.